Hey guys, welcome back. The question for today's video is Tesla finally catching a break? When we look left, right and centre over the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing nothing but negative news around Tesla. But the reality of the situation with the company's share price in the last week or two has been absolutely different to the actual reports that we're seeing coming out about the company. Today, up 2%, which is a green day, that's worth saying. And over the past 5, we're up nearly 20%. The past month is now starting to become a lot more neutral, only down by 1.2%. Now please do bear in mind, from the highs early this month to the lows, we were down nearly 25%, so to see this make such a turnaround is actually quite impressive. The question is why? The question is what comes next for Tesla. And to be fair, whilst we have seen a lot of issues with Tesla, there are a few new things to discuss, right? There are a few good things, a few negative things, all of which is worth speaking about. Now, of course, we have tariffs. We're hearing about automaker tariffs coming from all over the place, right? So many different companies warning about this. We've heard Tesla actually put warnings out about this, and this comes after President Trump announced 25% tariffs on automobiles and, crucially, auto parts. The tariffs may apply to only the value of the content made outside of the US. Tesla shares were up slightly on the news. So why would they be up, and what is the latest? Well, there's a number of factors, a number of things to discuss here. What is the actual impact that this is going to have for Tesla? Well, tariffs could have a number of effects for consumers and companies alike. One of the impacts it could have is raised prices for consumers as automakers pass on increased costs, and Tesla should see significantly less impact from this announcement because the company domestically manufactures nearly all of its autos sold in the US. However, Tesla isn't immune to these tariffs. The company does source auto parts, including raw materials and such, from other countries subject to the tariffs, which could raise the cost of vehicles, but obviously it could be a lot less than some other brands. So it's still worth noting. And perhaps this is only one side of the coin, because then we could talk about in the future retaliatory tariffs, but you know what, let's just look at the data for what it actually is. And at the minute, this is what we're dealing with. So honestly, not the worst news in the world. I mean, you know, people have very, very strong opinions on tariffs either way. A lot of people like the idea, a lot of people are really against it. It's not really something that Tesla can do much about. So the good news, I suppose, is that they're going to be perhaps a bit less affected than some other companies. Now, we actually do have some good news from Tesla. This video is actually quite positive because we are seeing some fairly interesting news coming out from Tesla. Whilst the sales have been down in Europe and a lot of different markets actually, sales for Tesla as a whole have dropped significantly in Europe, dropped significantly in China as well, and generally all across the world. Whilst that is true, we are seeing some good news, as on March the 24th, Tesla said on its Weibo account, that it will launch full self-driving in China once it wins the regulatory okay for over-the-air software updates. So what does this mean? It means that essentially the full self-driving technology is going to be available in China. And one thing that a lot of people like about Tesla, one thing that a lot of people look to for Tesla, is their futuristic technology, right? A lot of people are in this company, yes, as a car company, but a lot of people are also in this company as a, you could say, technology company within itself, right? It's a technology company. So a lot of people are really excited about this. A lot of people see this as a massive win, and you've got to ask the question, right? When is the right time to reassess? And of course, I am not talking about the stock specifically, but when we do look at the stock over the past year, it's been hit pretty rough. Over the past 6 months, pretty rough. From those highs, 463 roughly, maybe even higher than that, yeah, 479. We're nearly $200 down from that, and at the lows, as you guys know, we were well over 50% below. Now, some people are still making a very strong argument, which I do to a degree potentially agree with. I can see the argument for it, that Tesla is still an overvalued company by a massive margin. At the same time, there's a lot of hype regarding this company, right? This is not perhaps your regular company. Now, a lot of people have been speaking about the fact that the sales figures for the future are kind of baked in, people expect it, and that's why the stock obviously dropped. The question is this going to reflect in the next couple months? Are we going to see the stock drop more on earnings, on future updates, or is it going to be more good news from here? Is it finally a bit of a turnaround for Tesla? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I'll see you soon in another. Goodbye for now.